Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you, Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson on it's Friday night at 6:59 p.m. Central Standard Time on October 14th, 2022. And the highlight of this news article for In the News on October 14th, 2022 from CNNBC.com, and it reads, Dow Jones closes 400 points lower to end a wild week of trading. And it says the stocks slumped Friday, capping off a volatile week of trading at a day after posting a historic turnaround rally as investors' inflation expectations. The Dow Jones Industrial fell negative 403.89 points, or 1.34%, to end the day at 29,634.83. Right, because after that day turnaround gain of yesterday, I believe, it was 30,000. Now it dropped back down to 29,000. Still, the index was up 1.5% on the week. The S&P 500 shed 2.37% to 3,583.7 points, and notched its seventh negative close in 8 days. The Nasdaq Composite slipped 3.8%, ending the day at 10,321.39 points, weighted down by losses in Tesla, Lucid Motors, which declined 7.55% and 8.61%, respectively. Both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq ended the week lower, in following 1.55% and 3.11%, respectively. It says stocks fell to session lows after a consumer survey from the University of Michigan showed inflation expectations were increasing, a settlement that the Federal Reserve is likely watching closely. The tech-heavy Nasdaq led declines as growth companies are most sensitive to interest rate hikes. At the same time, the bond yield spiked, with the rate of a 10-year Treasury topping 4% for the second time in 2 days as investors react to higher inflation expectations. Markets whipsawed throughout the week as investors waited new inflation data that will inform the Fed as it's continued to increase to cool all price increases, which is highly unlikely because the consumer spending going to continue to rise and the inflations as well too. It says on Thursday, stocks staged a major turnaround. The Dow Jones ended Thursday's session of up 827 points. Right, that was yesterday. After being down more than 500 points at the intraday low, the S&P 500 rose 2.6% to break a 6-day losing streak, and the Nasdaq Composite jumped 2.2%, which is on Thursday. Thursday marked the fifth largest intraday reversal from the low in the history of S&P 500, and it was the fourth largest for the Nasdaq, according to the Cinnamon Trader, Slovakia. the most followed the release of the Consumer Price Index, a key U.S. inflation reading that came in higher than expected for most of the September. Initially, this week markets as investors brace themselves for the Federal Reserve to continue with its aggressive rate hiking plan. Late, however, they shrug off those worries. Right, just like you can't shrug off the worries of the upcoming increasing recession, as you still got consumer spending went back up 8.2%, and the inflation, as they continue to battle to lower it down to ease the inflation's increasing, which is not going to be able to work, as they continue to raise the federal tax hike as well too. It says still persists. Inflation remains a problem for the Federal Reserve, Feds, and for investors worried around the central bank policies tight. With the core CPI still moving in the wrong direction and the labor market strong, the conditions are not in place for a Fed policy pivot, which be one of the conditions for a sustained rally in the equity market, wrote the UBS Global Wealth Management Chief Investment Official Mark History in a Friday note. It says moreover, as inflation remains elevated for longer and the federal hikes further, the risk increasing the cumulative effect on policy tighten push the U.S. economy into recession, underlining the outlook for corporate earnings, he added. So yeah, now the Dow Jones went down again, 432 points today, as it had its good solid long gain of 800 points yesterday. Now a day later, the Dow Jones fell once again of a negative 432 points, along with the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq Composite as well too. As once again, the Federal Reserve continued to raise the tax hikes with a consumer spending of 8.2, like I mentioned before, and the oil price is going to continue to increase as well too. Not only this is going to affect the United States, but it's going to affect globally places like Europe as well too. Increasing higher inflation, increasing consumer spending, increasing of everything, constantly, consistently going up as well too, and along with the oil prices. Because I believe in the month of August and September, you had like a decrease of affordable gas prices. Now we are in the month of October. I believe a report came in was stating that the gas price is going to continue to increase back up once again, especially we're entering in fall and winter, because it might be a potentially worse winter for Europe, as inflation's skyrocket throughout the roof, high consumer spending skyrocketing, and along with the oil prices and the continued inflation as well too, So this trend is definitely going to continue, especially with the stocks as a up and down balance scale have good days of good gains at the Wall Street, then it's going to have negative gains of Wall Street as well too, as the Federal Reserve still continues to battle dealing with the inflation and the consumer spending and the cost of living and gas prices as well too. So all three of those categories are going to continue to increase, more than ever, as mentioned before, as we're entering in winter and in fall as well too. So with that, I hope this sit-down lesson was edifying. In the news on October 14, 2022, at 7:08 p.m. Central Standard Time on this Friday night. So with that, I would like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakar Badash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, preaching His word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely. And until next time, I will say shalom and a ball.
You ready? Yes.